Hello, Nadzeya. Hi, how are you? Welcome to our podcast. Let's talk about data. Pleasure to have you here. How are you?
Hello. I'm so happy to join for this podcast. I'm fine because I think that today we will have so interesting conversation about data architecture, maybe some different topic too.
Yeah, awesome. And just for our audience, you are right now in Poland, correct? If I'm wrong.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And okay, I think again, tell us about yourself, uh, how your all data journey started, and all those things. Let's start with basics before we go into our topics.
Okay, sure. Doing well, I'm from Belarus, and I studied in Belarusian Technical University. I have some strict programming education, yeah, and step by step, and I started working as a backend developer. And step by step, I started working with new tasks for me. For example, I was a team leader. Yeah, I was a technical product owner, and now I'm working as a technology architect. Yeah, and I think that it is so interesting position for me. Yeah, because I have some strict technical background, and now I'm working with our strategy, yeah, our technology in big company because now I work in an IG Transform International Airlines group that include a lot of different area company. For example, British Airways, Iberia, Iberia Express, Vueling, IG Cargo, again IG Transform, and different our operational company. And I working with all our technology that we have from the different domain. It is financial, people domain, cybersecurity domain, data domain too, additional and other domain that we're working. And for me, it's so interesting talk about data because it is some, some base, some core for working here because we need to understood what is the data. We need to understood some government's process for that. And based on that, we're working with all our domains, technology, system, something like that.
Awesome. Damn, it means I am not doing anything. You are doing so many. It seems I am underperforming myself.
Yes, I'm working with a lot of things, but I work only with a high level, yeah. And maybe sometimes if I need to understood some details, yeah, I need to use Chat GPT or started Googling something, yeah, because again, for high level, I understood everything perfect, how everything should working, communicate, we have standards, principles, something like that. But sometimes if we need to understood some strict details about, for example, cybersecurity, yeah, or understood what is program or solution is better for us, yeah, I need to spend more time for that. Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know.
And it has really increased our productivity. So a lot of people says that why you are using it, you are not using your own capabilities. So to answer to those people are that these chat GPTs kind of products need your own context, and you need to know what you are asking and what you need to know what they are extracting for you. Until unless you do not know what is the under the hood, they are just generating crap, garbage in, garbage out. So yeah, I'm also using ChatGPT heavily, and it has really increased my productivity. So so let's go towards our topics, right? Because in current era, which is agentic AI, right?
Mhm.
Because of generative AI, it has really, you know, collapsed a lot of expectations from organizations, as MIT says and Gartner says and McKinsey says 80 to 85% project failed because of Gen AI wrong use of use cases. Now, when agentic AI is coming, everybody is scared, right? Nobody is
Mhm.
trying to really go into it. And I think the biggest reason is not because agentic AI technology itself is wrong, is because we were in generative AI era, we selected wrong use cases for it. And I think that is the same thing we are trying to achieve from agentic AI, but we are very confused. And that is where enterprise architecture comes into it. That is where all those foundations come into picture where people have started focusing. So let's bring our first topic, which says role of enterprise architecture in the making of AI actually scalable in large organizations. So I think this is one of the core area everybody is looking into it. So tell us about this one, which is very valid for agentic AI.
Yes, sure. It is. I think that it is amazing topic for discuss because for personal for me, it is so easy understood what is enterprise architecture. Yeah, what is the general architecture and why we need to work with it. Yeah, but for our colleagues from, for example, HR department, they think that is something is technical as a song, and I think it is normal. Yeah, because it is our responsibility for working. And from my side, it is so important creating a correct architecture because for me it is some base, it is some standards that we need to work in.
Mm,
And for example, if we would like to implement new AI solutions, it is super, yeah. But the first stage, we need to analyze our current situation, yeah.
mm,
Additional comment that if we talk about my working, we need to remember that we have some huge company, yeah, our enterprise that has a long history, yeah, long history with different system, different technology, and
mm,
we can't, something update so fast, yeah, because we can say stop working airports, please, because because we would like to update our system and to test tomorrow. Yeah,
mhm,
it will be amazing, but not. Yeah, and for us, it is so important to create all stage connecting with architecture. Yeah, with our standards, how everything should be implemented and understood our real situation, transform in only based on that we can start using, for example, AI, new AI solution, yeah, or
mm,
we can start planning how we need to update our data strategy, yeah, for example. Because from my personal experience, I remember some situation where with organization would like to run 20 plus AI pilot, yeah, for different sphere, and different departments started using different solutions, a different cloud system. And from 6 months later, they understood that we can support it, yeah, because we can create 20 support group that will be working with specific AI system.
mm,
Yeah, maybe it is so small system. It is not realistic. Yeah, because one of our principles, it is reusable and
mm,
reusable for AI too. Yeah.
mm.
And I think it is an interesting point because I remember some statistics from Gaza, and they show that more than 80% AI project never make it to production. Yeah, because
Yes.
unfortunately they fail without some base. And for us, it is so important if we would like to something start using. We need to prepare everything for that. Yeah. And I so happy because from this year we have new metric that all our solutions should use AI. Yeah, now all is a potential using. I think it is a great point for something implement in the future. Yeah, again, maybe not now, but
Mm.
it will be next step for us. And from my perspective, it is great.
Yeah. So tell us how business is coping, right? Because there are always two ways to implement projects. One is value driven, second is KPI driven, right?
Yes.
Because big organizations, top management says, hey, all of you need to use AI. So what I have seen that 80% projects or 80% people just come up with something or the other to automate their daily jobs, which might not be enough value generation generative use case, right? So how
Yes.
do you see that people are jumping into it? What is the criteria that which project is valuable enough to enable agentic AI or AI? What are the parameters?
Yeah, it is so interesting questions because again, we're working with different departments. For example, if we talk about delivery team, yeah, I mean programmer, tester, or maybe IT project manager. AI, it is so close, and these people really like use AI. For example, working with GitHub, yeah, or match something with Jira and automate some process, and everything is easy for this group of people. But some people who a lot of years manually working with contractor, for example, or invoice, yeah, for these people it is difficult. But additional point that we need to remember that it is some security questions, yeah, and we can started using third-party AI solutions and provide all access to our private information or private information of our client. Yeah. If we would like to use AI, it should be something that implement inside or something that was implement or personal for us and because we must to control our protection. Yeah, it is so important point. And if we need to work with some department without technical skills, yes, something like that, it is so interesting. And the first, I really like that our company has some weekly learning call, yeah, with show some simple variant how we can use it. Yeah, for example, for Teams or maybe for Jira or how we can use AI for Microsoft Office. Yeah, because again, we know that for some people it is new information. Yeah, and we would like to learning. And the third part variant, if we need to implement some solution for some department, for example, yeah, we're working with a lot of different country, a lot of different language connecting with invoices, tickets that we have, yeah, other documentation, and we implement some simple variant for translating, yeah. And it is the most interesting with, for example, Japanese language, yeah, because it is not really the same symbols, and it is an interesting process. And some of our colleagues who working with contracts or invoices started using special AI solutions for translating and how we can continue working with these invoice, for example, for the different system. It is something that we really need. That's something that is so important for this team, and they started using. And step by step, they started sharing personal experience with different departments. It is long process, but it is something that we must to do. Yeah, because I totally agree with you that we can't implement something so fantastic, yeah, with AI solutions,
No
but
value.
everyone need to understood some value why we need to use it. Yeah, and it is again it interesting and long process, but now I know that we have success. Yeah, because again, some people start using, share with this experience, and we know that we can save a lot of resources. Yeah, because we will not communicate with some translator. Yeah, we shouldn't manually copy paste some translate for the different system. Yeah, now we have some automatically process for that, and it is super. And I so happy that we continue develop these projects and add some new functionality for our different departments.
Awesome, awesome. See, now when we talk about departments, right? Uh, we all know that generative AI or LLM or RAG, when we talk about these technologies, are good on unstructured data. Uh,
Yeah,
Somehow, structured data, they are still unable to do it. If you, yes, people argue that it can work on structure, but on a smaller data set of structured data, less joins, less tables, it will work. The moment you go towards the complex joins, huge data, and try to compete LLM with traditional BI tools, LLM loses. We know that. Now, the question comes when you are saying department level, are you focusing these AI solutions on unstructured piece, Example. Example is regulatory bodies. So one of the biggest use
Mhm,
case right now is happening because regulatory bodies give their policies and standards in text format, which is PDF
mhm.
or XYZ or PowerPoint, right? And then your internal policies are also in that format. Next example is HR documentation. Another example is recruitment documentation. All these are text formats. So everyone is going towards agentic AI plus generative AI towards these use cases. Although these use cases don't have a direct value, like regulatory, if you want to read regulatory policies, there is a no direct value, but there is
Mhm.
definitely an indirect value because if you something happens, hackers comes in, some leakage happen, there's a big penalty on top of it. So do you see that people, you guys are trying to go into toward this unstructured piece, focus on that? Or you're also going towards structure like finance data, audit data? Are those kind of use cases also coming?
And it depends.
Yeah,
I think that maybe I will answer so a lot use this answer today because again we have really a lot of departments. We have a lot of different standards for us. But again, if we would like to talk about how we need to use AI, it should be something that we need to really use and something that will improve working some team or maybe some people, yeah. And it is interesting because today some big systems started use AI tool, yeah, and
yeah,
sometimes for us it is so easy start using that because for us it is normal use SaaS solutions, yeah, and if these SaaS solutions has good AI, not problem for us. But if we need to create something specific or something that should working with private information, yeah, we need to implement something for us. But again, we know that sometimes we would like to create, for example, some specific dashboard, yeah, or we would like to get a real-time data, yeah, and maybe it is so from a technology side and beautiful developer solutions, it will be use AI, but we need to spend resources for creating, for testing, learning model, yeah, something like that. And maybe the first step for us, it will be implement MVP
hmm,
only for using automatization this process and understood it is something that really need for us or maybe we need to get this dashboard and upgrade only uh, weekly or monthly, and if it is some weekly or monthly we can skip these automatically solutions. But if we
hmm.
understood that it's so great information for different domain, different department, great security standard, we continue implement and start using AI for us. Again, a lot of different situation, but AI it is something that we would like to use. Uh, some careful, yeah, for not every project because AI it is cool, but for solution that it is really important for us and our customer too.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Great response. Now, what about the architecture as we are discussing enterprise architecture, right? What has the impact being on existing architecture? Because we all know that to implement agentic AI, existing architecture may not be enough because existing our architecture, which we have been building for last couple of decades, was centralized approach. One big data warehouse, one centralized team XYZ, right? But now with agentic AI, we will have small data products. Last time we used to have one big data governance, one big data quality, one big data security. Now in small data products, these things will be replicating. How
Yeah.
you are seeing the change of the architecture, right, from centralized to federated?
Yeah, super questions because now we're working with, we have some
Awesome.
project, something the same. Yeah. Sorry, without any details, only high level general
Okay.
information. But yeah, I totally agree with you. And I really like some sentence that we shouldn't automatize house. Yeah. The first, we need to understood what happened. Yeah. The first, we need to invest in data platform architecture for some standard and something like that. And again, from my real experience, we have so big history with different platform, and we need to remember that we're working with so a really different company from different country, different maybe governments and tax standard too. And as a first, we need to create one standards for everyone, but it is difficult. And we started with, again, step by step. We understood that we need to automatize or create one standard, for example, for a cloud platform or our SAP product. Yeah. And we started with it. We analyzed all information that we have. We understood which system or which solution is old, what we can upgrade, maybe something we need to migrate to some other system. Yeah, maybe we need to match this information. It is so long again in difficult process for us because it is architecture process. Yeah, and the first, we need to everything planning, analyze, understood what is the best solutions we can use, what modern technology we can use for this. For example, API first integration, yeah, the data owner define and domain level, or other pattern that is the most important for us. For again, that we would like to start using AI if we need it. Yeah, we need to add this information to our list too. And based on that, we need to create one data resources, one big platform, and start using. But again, we remember that security, yeah, protection for different data, something we can share with everyone. For example, photo with some conference, yeah. But again, invoices, information about our customers, something like that. It is so secure information, and it should be safe as a special server or special private cloud. Yeah, we need to understood what type of information we have, who is owner of this information, something like that. Everything transferred to this system, testing and start using. So long process, so difficult to create it in planning, but it's so interesting. Yeah. And it is so interesting, for example, analyzing some a result of MVP. Yeah, which system work correctly? What is not ideal for us? Should we use some the third part solution, or maybe we need to implement something inside? Yeah. What is resources? Everything. It is calculated from business level, architecture level, solution level. It is interesting, and I think that we must do. My personal opinion that great data architecture, it is our future. Yeah, because we can implement amazing front end, yeah, with beautiful interface, with AI that will help find something with our customers. But if we don't have this great background, great data architecture, it is only it is temporary solution. Yeah, it is not something that we need to spend our time and our resources.
Yeah, you're absolutely
Something
right,
like
right?
that.
Because people were saying that we do not need a foundation. People were
Yes,
thinking that we can do everything on the fly, just throw things into data lake, or maybe throw things into generative AI and ask, hey, give me the total of this. It will go and create the data model on the fly. It will do the data lineage. So that's not going to happen. So you need to
yes,
have a proper foundation over there. So when we talk about foundation, people think we are still talking about one big data warehouse. So I keep telling people that we are not talking about big data warehouse. We are talking about small data model very much fit to your requirement, to your decision, which can
Yes.
which can help you to do a good decision, take a good decision, right? So behind decision, if you go underneath, you need a proper data quality up to that level which is good enough to take a decision. We don't need to do 100% data quality. We just need to do.
Yeah.
If you are a finance department, you might need a very high quality data quality, high standard of data quality. But maybe if you are just sitting at a pause and you are just doing a customer creation, you might not need a high data quality. XYZ different examples. Now
Yes.
tell me about the autonomy, because autonomy is, in my point of view, will become a big challenge as well. When we talk about autonomy, again referring back to our old good friend centralized environment where we used to have a big data warehouse, centralized team, one engineering team, one BI team, one security team, one governance team. So there was a check and balance over there. Business used to pass their requirement, then they used to do it. Now, when we talk about autonomy, we are allowing people to build their own small teams. So, in your organization, maybe at a high level, just share what is your approach? Are you going to allow businesses to create small teams for their products, or it is still a centralized team building small product for them?
It depends again, because General International Airlines Group, and we have some solutions for group. Yeah, it is
Hmm.
some huge solutions, really big system that we implement. We should cover all standards, different country, different standards from different aerial company, not only aerial company. And for this variant, yeah, we need to have one source,
Hmm.
one standard, one platform, yeah, that can working with maybe some different algorithm, but again from the backend stage, yeah. But sometimes we need to implement and use really some small system, maybe for 2 or 3 people who work with, for example, some specific tax in one country. Yeah, but we must do it. Yeah, sometimes we can, send these for this other vendor who will cover that. But sometimes we have some solutions really for two person who need to working with that. But from architecture side, for me, it is only so uh, important that we need to have some CMDB standard. Yeah, what does it mean? Some structure for supporting. Yeah, okay. That we need to add for our technology or system or application list in some huge solution and so small, understood how we can inform about any issue, and who is owner. Again, sometimes it is so difficult understood who is owner, who is technical owner, because if we talk about small systems, someone said, but we don't have any technical specialist. Yeah, we have only for to a counter, for example. Or if we have some huge system, they say no. From British Airways, we have one person. For Iberia, we have other. For IG Transform, we have the third person. But my question is, but who is main? Who is top of the top?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and it is difficult for us too. And again. But on the other hand, it is interesting that we need to be ready to implement really different variant,
Hmm.
but all variants should be covered of our standard.
No, you're absolutely right. See, that is where I differentiate federated approach from decentralized approach, because
Yes.
people confuse decentralized with federated. People think when we need autonomy, we will do whatever you want to do. Yes, you can do whatever you want to do, but follow the standards and policies at a centralized place. That is where I always call that small team. I feel yes, autonomy will be given to the businesses. They might have their own teams to do it, XYZ. but there will be a small EDM team, enterprise data management team, which will hold all these standards and policies, best practices, global standards, company level standards, maybe region level standards, maybe domain banking has different standards, telco has different standards. So this small team will be the custodian of all these things. Yes, they will not take a decision on your behalf. You will take all your decisions, but you have to follow this. And we also allow you that, hey, if these cannot fulfill your requirement, you can have a new standard. But if you come up with a new standard or best practice, that has to incorporate it into the centralized repository. That's normally I totally agree with you. It depends which kind of product is there. So let's go towards our next topic, which is very relevant. How technology decisions today create future constraints in data and AI platforms.
Yes, yes, really interesting questions because today we have really a lot of new technologies, some solutions that we can start using, and for example, if we talk about some developers, yeah, or programmers, they person would like to use new technology, new solutions, something they would like to learning, they would like to start using as a real life, and it is super, yeah, and sometimes it is great variant. But on the other hand, we need to understand that we something that we will implement now we would like to use some long period of time. Yeah. And because I think that we remember some variant that something was so popular, but maybe only 1 year.
Yeah.
And the next, we will have some issue with supporting or maybe find specialists who can something improve or change something like that. And it is it is interesting because we need to find something best of the best for us, yeah, and something that will can working with all our system too. For example, from the financial domain, we use a lot of different SAP product, yeah, and if we would like to start using new system for procurement or HR, yeah, it will be great if this system automatically can working with SAP, for example, yeah. And but for us, the most important that this system or this new technology should cover something, cover all requirements for this department. And for this situation, from my perspective, started, it's an art because we need to analyze and improve, predict what will be best of the best for us.
Hmm.
Yeah, and for this variant and something that cover our previous topic too, I think that's so important. Government's process, yeah, government's process for the different level, architecture level, data level, domain level, yeah, because. For example, we have a weekly architecture review board, and when we start analyzing some new solutions, we would like to understand how these solutions will working with all our system. Not only what is everything is okay with our standards and principles, yeah, but it's something that we would like to implement in the near future too.
Yeah. So that's again a great thing that you need to analyze the tools, because nowadays we all know that every 3 to 6 months a new tool comes in. It's a cheaper, it's a better, performance is much better, but you have to look into the use cases. If you are implementing something and that tool ROI is, let's say, 3 years, you cannot end up
Yes.
implementing a small tool which support will end in 6 months. That company will sell that product to some big company, and your whole roadmap of that product becomes in jeopardy, right? So yes, I absolutely agree on that. That you have to evaluate the tools before you start a journey on XYZ tool, right? So our next
Yeah.
question, yeah, next question is architecture patterns behind successful data platforms in AI ready ecosystems?
Oh, yeah. It is. Again, I really like this point because successful data, yeah, platforms. What is it? Yeah, it is something that we would like to implement, and something that we need to measure. Yeah. And I think that again, personal for me, it is so important that we need to have some standards and a pattern for our working. I told about, for example, API first integration, yeah, or clear clear pattern that we need to use, that we need to have owners for all our solutions, yeah, that we would like to use something and reuse our platform and our solutions. Yeah. And based on that, we have some list of standard, again, high level and more details, because if we talk about some small solutions for us, it is enough only high level that everything is okay. If we have some big project connected with cybersecurity, yeah, we need to cover only our high level, and based on that, we need to go to our cybersecurity standard and analyzing this from more details. And again, back to data platform. Now we have a lot of different data platform because we have, again, some history for working with different domain, different solutions. And now we would like to implement one big system, or maybe step by step some big system that will be improve our working. Yeah, because I hope that in the future we will use only one big platform with amazing standards, great architecture that we can only using in improve. But in the real life, again, maybe from 3 years we will have some revolution connecting with artificial intelligence, or maybe new framework or something like that, and we would like to change something, but but for us, it is so important that we improve our current situation. And the next, we need to measure from the different perspective. For example, we have a special data team who working with data platform support current solutions, and they need to calculate and measure some specific data information. Yeah,
Mm.
for me, from architecture part, it is so important to measure from architecture metrics. Yeah, what happened? Do we have any architecture debt, or maybe technical debt, or data debt? Who is owner? How we can implement? Yeah, how long we have this type of debt? Something like that. And because if we have great standards, and if we have good governance process, I think it is amazing way to create a successful data platform. Why not?
So you have covered my next question as well, but I will turn this into a vendor lock-in as well, because what I'm seeing here is all big companies are coming up with big tools, because we all
Yeah,
know that, and they also know that world is moving towards from centralized to decentralized, or I would call it federated approach, where people will have small data products. If they have a small data product, they might not need a big ETL tool, or maybe they might not need a big BI tool, and XYZ, right? Might not need a big security tool, might not need a big logging tool, right? Elasticsearch kind of stuff.
yeah,
So they know that people are moving towards small tools, because those small tools will be cheaper. It'll be much easier. Yes, there's a chance of insecurity of whether that product will live or not. But the challenge nowadays is the ROI has reduced from 5 years to a year and maybe 6 months, because
yeah,
tools are changing so much. Product, their lifetime is 6 to 12 months. So now bigger vendors, what they started doing it, I think I can name them. It's nothing against them. like Oracle, like Teradata, like Databricks, Snowflakes, Azure, Microsoft. They are coming up big tools. One tool can do everything. Yes, is good, but that will take you toward the vendor lock-in. So how do you see this vendor locking trend coming in?
Oh, working with vendor, it is so interesting part of my work too. Yeah, because sometimes we can start working with some vendor who is, great supporting. Yeah, everything is clear for us. They understood everything that we need to implement. They can share with us good solutions. Sometimes they can implement personal for us because again we have some big company, but sometimes it is so difficult, yeah, to communicate with other vendors because they have, some solutions and that's all. Yeah, and if we would like to something change or improve, sometimes we need to wait. Real examples
Yeah.
and connecting with SSO. Yeah, we have new standards that we need to use SSO for all our systems that we use. It is so must. And some vendors creating this, yeah, because again some standard, it is something that a lot of company would like to use, it is okay, but from other system we have some issue, yeah, because they can use only different type of SSO, for example, yeah, or they need say that, we need to wait 6 months, for example. Yeah, and for us, it is something issue with our cybersecurity part. Yeah, and it is interesting working, but I'm really happy that the biggest part of our vendor that can cover, yeah, our requirements, but sometimes we need to spend a lot of time for that.
Okay. Now, well, we have our time checked. I think we have 5 to 10 minutes left. Do you have a hard stop? I mean,
Not,
no. Okay, fine. So, okay,
not.
yeah, let's go towards the foundation, data governance. How do you see the importance of data governance coming in recent years? Because as we just discussed, right, when small data products are coming, governance will become key, right? So how do you see governance playing their role in agentic AI era?
Oh, I think that is so important, really. And I think that some problem for different company can be that maybe business part or sometimes high level stakeholders can't understood what is a governance, all type of governments. It is a so important process. And data governance for me, it is something new, maybe, yeah, because I don't have so a huge experience working for that, but I working now, and I understood that only architecture governments can't cover data governance because it is something different. Yeah, your amazing example with that sometimes we need to, someone would like to have centralized, yeah, system, decentralized, and sometimes we need to use some hybrid, yeah, some mix of this variant. And I think it is something that we need to cover from data governance process, yeah, that we need to have some simple rules, yeah, what we need to do, some simple process for other person, yeah, because they shouldn't understand all technical details or some specific data details that we have or that we need to use. But if we can implement this process, yeah, from maybe people government side and some technical data government side, some that mix, it is amazing, yeah, because now we're working with a lot of different information, a lot of different data, and manually we can cover everything, yeah. And for this variant, it is amazing that we the first implement some good data architecture. And for this variant, we can start using AI for analyzing, inform us about any issue, inform us that some owner was changed, for example, or some people leave the company, some simple example but sometimes this process can block something, and we need to be informed and we need to understood how we will working. And I think that is so important for creating and manage, because in real life it is difficult. But governments, it is my love.
Yeah, yeah, because in last era nobody cared about data governance, because data governance only given importance with respect to regulatory bodies. Hey, GDPR, PDPR, all these regulatory requirements you have to fulfill. Hey, data governance team, just make sure these regulatory compliances XYZ are fulfilled, and that's all. That's what they used to expect data governance to do it. But now, when we talk about these all small federated data products, and when we talk about someone need to be here with the ownership of all standard and policies, and all those data products have to follow these, right? Then you need to have a very solid data governance team who should make sure that everyone is following that. And data governance, normally people think, hey, data governance is either regulatory requirements or either metadata. And when they talk about metadata, they only talk about number of tables, number of columns, what is the description of the columns. But business metadata is way beyond that. Business metadata have information modeling, business modeling. There are around 37 plus data modeling techniques. So that business metadata, because I'm coming towards a question towards you about business metadata, because technical metadata, we all know that is very easy, right? You can go into a database,
Yeah.
you can pick up the technical metadata, but business metadata varies a lot, right? How do you see uh, businesses are coping towards business metadata? Are they ready? Because it's a very dry thing, right? Because if I'm a business user, I already know my business, but now I need to store it somewhere so agentic AI can refer it. So it's an tool to tool. It's not a tool to human anymore. So what is the importance? How do you see business metadata in current era?
Yeah, I totally agree with you that if I talk about business part and business metadata, it is something different, because again, different people, different department has some specific logical how they understood everything. And we talk about data governance, and sometimes people can't understood what is different between uh, data governance, data management, data architecture. Sometimes they think that it is only one person that
Yeah,
should
yeah,
cover everything. But it is not. It is
yeah.
something so different. And you know that sometimes for people from a business part, maybe they shouldn't understood it. Again, it depends. But for this variant, we need to have some translator, some person, maybe I don't know, head of all data or something like this, some person who can translate, or
Yeah,
what
yeah.
business would like to get and translate what we have, uh, and vice versa, and from some specific business language, with maybe number, business, money, translate to data team what we need to implement, and how we need to show this strategy or this result or maybe current situation from the different department. Because again, we can create something amazing from specific data side, or I don't know, some AI side, but from the people from the business, it is something strange. uh, we can have some specific architecture or some specific structure, but business would like to get information. How much? I would like to three numbers, and that's all. And this person who is translator from the data from architecture part two and technology part two, they need to understood what we need to show, yeah, and maybe small taps at some specific information, but we would like to prepare for you something else, yeah. But and the result, it should be only one slide that will be presented something for business part or maybe for technical or data part.
Actually, I totally agree. When you bring this one guy or one small team, they should at least know what is happening. I normally bring CDO into this discussion. When I say CDO is Chief Data Officer, and nowadays Data Officer is one of the role which is keep moving after every 18 months to 24 months. It's one of the most fragile tool in current era. Reason being, current CDO is doing as an IT work. Current
Yeah,
CDO team, they are just saying, hey, we will run the pipeline, we'll make sure nothing breaks, we'll make sure SLAs are met, we'll make sure reporting are running. I told them this is just an part and parcel, but real value comes out of when you understand what business is, when you understand what business is asking, and how to make sure to deliver from your data architecture.
yeah,
So nowadays, I'm very much advocating that CDO role should come above from IT. They should sit with business strategist. When business is making the business strategy, CDO should be sitting there and telling them, hey, what is doable and what is not doable. Because we
yeah,
all know that when tools comes, these big companies come and say, hey, the generative AI can do everything. So everyone ran
yes,
about generative AI, right? End of the day, only 15 to 20% project passed, all failed. So we can't blame the vendors or product companies because that is what their business is. They will come up with tool after every 6 months and then they say, hey, it can do wonders, but it won't. So that is where this guy or a girl or a small CDO team need to be sitting there, understand the whole data ecosystem in OLAP
yeah,
as well as in OLTP. And then someone comes and say, hey, I heard there's a new tool in the market and I want this decision via that tool, then this guy or girl need to tell that, hey, it is possible or not possible. If it is possible, whether we are going to meet our ROI or not, our value or not, whether time to market is good, because some decisions, you know, some products are meant to do a decision in certain time frame. Example,
yeah,
you can have a product which can only deliver value at the in the quarter 4. After quarter 4 you might not need it till the next quarter.
hmm,
An incident comes like COVID, something flood comes in, so your product is very much concise to that event, right? So you have to
yeah.
be very careful when you are building that and up to which level this is going to. So again, the discussion is going so good. I think we can talk day and night on data and this and that. So again, Nadzeya, it was a great session with you. Anything you want to say in the conclusion of this session?
Oh, Mustafa, thank you so much for this amazing discussion. I really like that I have some interesting and useful information for me from your side, from your perspective. I really like talk with a person who has some practical experience, yeah, personal opinion for the different position. It is so interesting for me. I really like analyze our my current work too. Yeah, understood what I can improve or show something, and not ideal because I think it is our real life. But thank you for this invitation. Thank you for this conversation. I'm so happy. Thank you so much.
No, no, pleasure. It was my pleasure. In fact, actually, a lot of people, my few of my friends tell me that, hey, when you're doing a podcast, why you are talking so much? Why you don't allow guests to talk? So I tell them because I have come from a practical background. I want to share my inputs as well. So I don't want to be a traditional podcaster where they throw one question and podcast ends. I want to be two-way traffic. So I learn something and I take something from you. That's normally I do.
Yeah. So friendly and live conversation. Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice rest of your day and have a good weekend. Pleasure talking to you. And hopefully we can plan another one in few quarters, maybe in a year. I will disturb you again.
Super, super. Thank you so much and have a great weekend too.
You too. Take care. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.